What's going on, guys? Bladezilla here, and today we are taking a look at a beautiful customized Shirogorov Quantum from Todd Begg. This is the TBT Quantum, which I assume means Throwback Thursday in all its glory. And oh, there is a lot to look at and admire on this one. It's just so beautifully done, with all the details in all the right places. So we got a gorgeous one to talk about today on the channel, the TBT Quantum from Todd Begg and Shiro. So sit back, relax, grab yourself a cup of coffee, wine, cold beer, whatever it is you're into as appropriate for the time of day. And just a reminder, check out Bladezilla.ca, where this knife is literally on the front page because I posted it moments ago in all its glory. So you can check out some really cool photos of it and all kinds of stuff. So there you go. Look at the details. Oh, it's rare to have the actual knife on the video that's on the site, because usually there's multiples, but in the production realm, this is not whatsoever a production knife. So anyway, Bladezilla.ca, a lot of the cool stuff on there. CKF, Shiro, geez, Microtech, ProTech. There's just a lot on there. So check it out, Bladezilla.ca. So while I was taking photos of this beautiful knife, I was kind of trying to figure out how exactly they came up with this coating. Because the first thing that I was thinking about and trying to showcase when I was doing this video was it's got a crystal tie vibe to the knife. Okay? Especially on the clip. And I don't think it's done crystal tie, like, whatsoever. But it's, I think, either etched or something, because it's kind of got this purpley blue undertone ano, more purple than blue. You'll see the lock bar is clean, which with a flash will certainly contrast the entire knife, right? And a lot of the other lottery pictures of this particular one really contrasted that purple with that lock bar and made it look very distinct. Now me, I don't have the technological ability to kind of do anything with the camera, because this is my limit right here, and so showing the knife is my limit. It looks fantastic in person, and it's truly very difficult to show the actual finish of this knife because it really kind of flings out so much light. So it's got a purple undertone. They must do something with gold or bronze, or I don't know how the heck they do this finish. I don't know how or maybe the ano, like bronze underneath it and then purple and then break the layering. I don't know how the heck they do this. But every one of these, and there's 10 currently, and I don't expect this knife to last very long, but there are 10 of these knives in the world. It's production level money with a full custom level finish. And it is stunning. Tons of light being thrown around on this one. If it's your first time seeing a Quantum, I will do some measurements. I just might have to kind of zoom out a bit here. Kind of filming this. I'm a little under the weather. It's a little bit kind of cloudy and overcast, and we're kind of getting into the end of May here. So I'm going to do my best. I'll go as long as I can on this one, but I got, geez, a big stack of knives that I've got to get photographed and filmed and stuff. So anyway, let's see some measurements. If it's your first time seeing a Quantum, it's 8 3/4 overall length, about a 4-inch blade, but really it's just a hair under. Handle length of about 5 inches, maybe 4 7/8, just depends on kind of how you're squinting or which eye you're squinting with. Let's just do a measurement on the actual knife itself like this. And just take one more time. Yeah, it's right around 5 inches. There you go. Just in case you haven't seen a Quantum before. We will get a measurement on this knife as well. So let's pull the old digital scale out with the high level of energy I don't have today. I apologize. So, zero this guy, probably 3.5, probably 4, right? 4.3, right? It is a Quantum blank, so 4.3, so it should be a skeletonized titanium Quantum that is given to whoever is doing the custom work. So if I will take a look on the inside. Yeah, big pockets have been taken out of the Quantum. So Shiro, I believe, provides, they call them quantum blanks. So the box itself will say quantum blank. And that should be, I'm assuming, like a skeletonized quantum Ursus type of a knife, but with a little more internal milling. It is should be Chromax or Elmax. Chromax on this particular one. Blade. And these were lotteried at, I think, $1,500 US. There's 10 of them in existence. I don't foresee another batch of them because they're all one-off by Todd Begg. And if you recall, the last time he did anything for Shirogorov was, they were F95s and also a batch of 10. And they are lock and key. There was never one that went on the secondary market. Ever. As far as I know. So now, same thing, Quantum. You know, you're not buying this for Chromax steel. You're buying it because it's 1 of 10. It's handmade, and perhaps you're really into Todd Begg and his work. Because it's stunning. Like, just look at it. You know, you can get this knife, right? Well, you can't really get this knife because the Quantum Ursus line, it won't be skeletonized like this, so you can't really buy this knife in the first place, but it's kind of in between an Ursus and I guess a high-end production Quantum. So it's kind of in its own lane there, right? It has the Bane mask, right? 3 pins, which is basically just a cover for the blade, because it gets real close to that. It's a multi-row bearing knife. It's got the internally attached clip, right, instead of external. And then all of that gorgeous customization, which I don't even know what they call it. And I apologize about my my voice here today, but I'm just going to quickly, they call it jeweled ice treatment. So jeweled ice, so I don't know what jeweled ice really refers to. And this is rare for me to try to actually like look up something on the fly. I don't tend to read spec sheets as I do these videos. I like to come across more natural and having kind of a coffee shop style conversation. But jeweled ice, so that must be something he does on a lot of his own knives. And pictures do not do this knife justice. I'm telling you this because there's so much more going on beneath the hood than what this video is going to show. From a distance, it's going to look like layered crystal tie of some kind, but as you kind of get closer to it, you see all the handiwork that goes into it. What I also like, just looking at it now, remember earlier on the lock bar how on this side, it's very dull, like it's just purple, right? No customization to it. It really clashes nicely with the clip. Well, the bottom of the front of this, same thing. He kept that raw as well. Super cool little touch point there. Love details like that. Shiro Bear still on the blade. I kind of wish there was like a bag logo in there. That'd be pretty cool. Right? Now that I think about it, the TBT, I wonder if it's like Todd Begg T titanium, maybe it's Throwback Thursday, I don't really know. But it'd be cool to have a logo on there, somewhere on the handle. Right? Full-size hardware as well. I think that's larger than what's on the Ursus too. It's really large. If I grab, just to show you what I'm talking about here, I'm going to fold this in because I have a Quantium here. So just pay attention to that main pivot, right? There's a Quantium Ursus. If you look at the size of that pivot, it's quite a bit smaller. So it's kind of an interesting model with the internal milling on it. Whereas if you look down on the inside of this guy, same thing, there's nothing really taken out of it. So, interesting knife. Interesting price point. Perhaps a sign of things to come. But the quantum blanks are typically, I'm trying to think here, who's really done a lot of work with them. I think there's been some Conigans that have been really, really nice. Todd Begg. I've had a couple different quantum blanks come through, so they're always really nice favorites. But this is just a whole other level. So once again, I'll do some comparisons and we'll talk as we kind of go here. But the F95 Todd Beggs were just lock and key. And I would expect this one to be very, very similar because I think they're done. So some comparison here. Let's start with an Astrum. That's your large neon, essentially, with a tab lock. This particular one's M390. We've had sprint runs, custom divisions, first productions, Astrum touches, carbon fiber, Astrum custom divisions on the channel now. Really cool knife. One of my all-time favorites. Still waiting for that carbon Astrum. I don't know when that's coming. The F95 braces. This guy was, first launched in this configuration in gray, and then a blue, and then a bronze, and then finally a purple. I think that that's probably it for that series, if I'm a betting man, because of the 150-piece original batch of the gray, and then 50, 50, 50, you know, there's your 300 pieces. I'm assuming that series is toast, but I would love more of them. The Quantum Monkey Edge Frag, very similar knives, obviously. And once again, you can see the hardware on this one's a little smaller up front. I still have the kind of lanyard attachment on the handle, but single row versus multi-row bearings as well on this particular one. The Shiro Bio, this is a Bio Dark from probably 5 years ago now, 4 years ago, something like that. They did a Bio Dark and a Bio Light. This one, super cool. And I always show it on the channel because that handle is just so cool with milling. It looks like a kind of vertebrae and rib cage. And the other thing is this pivot. You always look at pictures and think that it really is very tall and protrudes from the handle. And it's actually quite thin and countersunk. So really cool knife. That's the Bio. Sinkovich Bio. Some medium-sized stuff. Let's get into the Stellar. There we go. This is a first production Stellar in MagnaCut. Other versions are all M390, I believe. And then there was a CCKS knife of a very small number made, I think, that had MagnaCut as well. I might even have one still, I think. I'd have to check. But anyway, really cool knife, really light knife. The RKMP bronze, and I do have the gray here as well, and I do have another gray up on the website right now. I think it was number 27, and mine, I can look right now before I throw it on the screen. This one is 59, but really cool knife. They first did the gray and then did the bronze. And it was also kind of the first time we'd seen this kind of like polished stonewash bronze kind of vibe going on the handle. Real cool knife. Much thinner than you'd expect overall in hand. And just tons of cool details on the RKMP. You know, the mirrored polished edge, right? The custom division hardware on it, which is not found on a lot of knives. It looks really, really tall and thick, but it's super thin. We've got the 3 lines down the back spacer as well, and the turtle, I think, is on the back. There it is. On the back of that kind of blade there. Beautiful knife. Oh, love the RKMP. And I think I brought this up on another video recently. I was talking about the RKMP and speculation on that series, because it's done, right? Like this is, they did the 2, they're done. But an RKMP inlay, full custom, came out of the blue recently, and just kind of gives you an indicator, I think, of what things are going to be coming from the brand at some point in the next maybe year or so. We see it first there, right? There's your Hattie. Half tie is what that means, carbon fiber. carbon fiber, and really cool knife. It's just lighter weight F95. The Kami Sinkovich S110V asymmetric grind, beautiful knife. The fat strip, and I always have to open this on camera. Oh, it pops so nicely. The fat strip, one of three, the most portly of three, and it's geez, oh geez, 5 mil blade thickness from an, basically the F95 icebreaker is the last time they used that. There's a fit in a skinny. The skinny is a carbon fiber, I think 2.5 mil blade stock, super, super lightweight. That would probably give that stellar carbon a run for its money for weight. The fit strip is probably the one I should be using on the channel the most. I can't remember if I have one in the store or not, but if I do, I should probably just yank it. Because it's the most proportional knife. Like it's kind of, when you saw the full custom strips, that's the knife that it was kind of showing. So I think that may be the most made too, 150 pieces, whereas this I think is 50 or 100. So, which is kind of whatever when you get at that point. Like, you look at the F95 braces gray, and I feel like there's the most of that knife, and it's also in the highest demand. Oddly enough, the purple seems to be the most desired in that, which complements the RKMP Gold really, really well as well. So kind of strange sometimes. The knife that you think is going to do well doesn't, and then the one that's purple kills it, just like this purple TBT. There's your Omnumzon Chris Reeve S45 VN sandblasted. Really nice complimentary. I'd wish this one was glass blasted, but dare to dream, dare to dream. What else do we want to do in the case? We can do the Rask. It's a bigger knife. I don't need to do a small Sapenza. So there's your Rask. We can do the ProTech Malibu. Dragon Scale Malibu. Super cool knife. And then where is my Stang Pyrenees? There we go. Stang Pyrenees. This is from a few years back now. On washers made actually a couple hours down the road from me. So I'd like to kind of give some local guys some attention. Always have to. And then I've got another knife here that I'm going to show just from a size comparison. It's on the smaller side. And the only reason I have it to show is because I'm going to film a video on it here as soon as I'm done this one. The Neon, or this is a Hation, and in Chris Reeve. So we've had now the CGG line, the computer-generated graphic. We've had 2 different colorways in 2 different sizes. So they first did the CGG Hattie, and they did that in blue Alatex, and then they did black Alatex. And that series did really well, really cool knives, 50 pieces, I believe, of each. And then we haven't seen a Hation in years and years. And then they did a blue Hation Alatex CGG, which, no surprise, killed it. Great knife. Beautiful knife. And then, when that knife came out, I did a video on it and I talked about it and I said, it's awfully fitting that they would probably do a black version of this knife as well. And lo and behold, a few months later, which it's pretty obvious that they would do that. Here we have the black Hation in Alatex. Beautiful knife, Chris Reeve. Back spacer. This is the first time I'm even looking at it. What steel was this one? Was it Magna Cut like the others? There we go, Magna Cut. Beautiful knife. So, Hation. There's your size of the Neon. And then the Neon Light that I normally show on the channel is, once again, still in my wife's glove box. Just does not leave that woman's side, I swear. Now, in terms of the Todd Begg, 10 pieces worldwide. All unique, all different, all one-offs. All very well done, and all very difficult to show this patterning on the knife. I was lucky enough to get one of them. and that's it. So this guy is currently up. I'm not going to flip it and move it around and do all this stuff. It's currently in the store, and you know, it'll go to a collector. You're not buying this knife because of the Chromax blade, and no, you're buying it because you're a collector. You're buying it because it's a one-off. You're buying it from scarcity and rarity. And it's got a cool factor, right? It's kind of got that 80s vibe to it. Just a really nicely done knife. And the fact that it's a Shirogorov, you know it's well executed, you know it's well done, and you know it's going to be in demand. So there you go. I'm going to leave you there. I didn't want to go too crazy on this one. My voice is starting to go already. And I'm having trouble even just showing the handle on this. Like, it doesn't really pop the way it does in natural light, because there's a lot of light underneath this that is just not, it's not working for me today. Crazy, right? Anyway, there you go. That is the Shirogorov Quantum Todd Begg TBT, or TBT Quantum, in all its glory. Check it out, bladezilla.ca, for more on this knife and more on others. You're on YouTube, throw a thumbs up, it helps the video, helps the channel. TikTok, Facebook, Threads, you name it. Send me a DM. Love chatting blades, love chatting knives. It's a passion first and foremost. And here we are. Lots of cool stuff. Blade show's just around the corner. I think a week away now. Might even be this weekend coming up here. My gosh. There's going to be so many cool knives. I can't wait to live vicariously through all you guys, bringing in all kinds of cool knives and winning all the cool lotteries and seeing all the customs. And I see CKF's doing a bunch of stuff. Shiro's got some stuff that they're unveiling at the show, and I think they've got some show specials and CD tools. Oh, there's so many cool things coming up at Blade Show. So I think on our side of the fence in Canada, you know, we're going to be pretty full coming up here over the next little while, with all kinds of the cool things kind of dripping out on the website. So stay tuned to the site, and stay tuned to the channel Monday and Thursdays, full-length video at 7 a.m. Eastern. Otherwise, we will catch you on the next one, guys. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you soon. Peace.